Abby, your ears stink.
Really?
Yeah.
That means they're infected.
No, she has smelly, waxy ears. They're not dirty though. Like that's the thing. Smell her ear.
No, I don't want to smell her ear.
Oh, have a smell.
No, I don't want to smell her ear.
It smells so strong. Have a smell. Smell her ear.
I'm not smelling.
Smell her ear.
I have like indigestion.
Burping father in practice.
Ow.
Sorry, a little bit harsh.
Too aggressive. What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. I have never really done like a dedicated just like life update chat video, but I've tried so hard to keep you guys up to date with my pregnancy and be as open and candid and raw as possible with this whole experience. And you guys know I have loved being pregnant. Even though majority of my experience has been positive, I have tried to update you guys with the negatives as well and just, yeah, keep it pretty honest. So much has happened in like the last week that I felt like I just wanted to quickly sit down and give you guys an update.
And it's not 100% negative either.
No, it's just like an update. I'll do the disclaimer.
Okay, you do disclaimer.
Okay, before we jump into it, just a really quick disclaimer. Obviously, birth is a really personal thing, and since I was little, I've had this idea of what my birth could be like, and obviously I know that you cannot control birth. If there's one thing in life you can't control, it's labor. But with our midwives, they've encouraged us to make like a birth plan and have an idea of what kind of journey we want. But when something happens and that journey looks like it's not going to happen, it's always a bit of like a shock, because you try to be optimistic and think, this is going to be my birth plan.
You've got this grand scheme and this grand plan that you want to happen.
Yes, as we know, on YouTube there are trolls and people who love to hate. So I just want you guys to know, if you are currently watching this video, I'm assuming you're watching it from a good place. Either you have followed our journey and you just want to be up to date, or maybe you're going through your own pregnancy. So if you want to be judgy, just please don't, because this is something we're really sensitive about, I suppose, and birth is so personal to everyone, and I'm not trying to over dramatize anything. I'm not trying to be clickbaity or dramatic at all. I'm literally just trying to update you guys. So if you are just gonna be like really opinionated and nasty, just don't leave a comment, because this is something that I'm trying to be really open about, and it would just be nice if you guys respected how we feel in this situation. No hate, because
and it's just
like,
from the perspective of like two young parents going through it for the first time as well. So we both don't really know what to expect. We don't have children, so you know, this is all foreign territory for us. So yeah.
So I'm 39 weeks and 4 days. Idealistically, we had this natural birth plan. So our midwives talked through our birth plan with us, and they said, you know, this isn't locked in that it's gonna happen like this, and you're not guaranteed a natural birth just because you're healthy. And we're like, yeah, we totally know. Yeah. But with our birth courses and my sister being like a really natural midwife, and just
the way you are as well.
Yeah, just like our life.
Holistic.
Yeah, our life philosophy. We really wanted a natural birth and for me to go into labor spontaneously and everything. And the midwives were like, yep, there's no reason so far that can't happen, because I'm low risk, baby was healthy, I'm happy, loving my pregnancy, nothing was really out of the ordinary. For the last 3 visits, they've measured my belly and they're like, it's really weird that you have kind of plateaued. He's growing a little bit, like my belly's getting a little bit bigger. My belly wasn't getting big enough for like the healthy scale. So they were like, why don't you go in for a scan, like an ultrasound, and we'll just check that baby is all okay. So I was like, all right, cool. Long story short, we went to the ultrasound and everything is in proportion in the baby, but he is just teeny tiny.
He's a little baby.
He's little. So they said not only is he in the lowest percentile, but he's in like the lowest percentile.
Yeah,
so many of you guys have messaged me saying they estimated my baby at 6 pounds and he came out 7.
Yeah.
So they know that, they know this is an estimate, but they say give or take 500 grams. But even if right now they think he's 2.8 kilograms, even if they bumped him up 500 grams, they're still like, low. He's still quite a little baby. Yeah. And I thought it was all good. They were like, oh, it's okay, you're just having a small baby. That was from the ultrasound people. And then today I was like on my way to the gym. I was driving to the gym and I got a call from my midwife, and she was like, hey, you need to come in. And I was like, yeah, that's sweet. Like, I'll go to the gym, I'll like have lunch with my sister, I'll come in at 12. And she was like, no, we really want you to come in now. So we kind of figured it must be something kind of serious. So we went in and they were like, he is so small. And we've also found some calcification on your placenta, which means that maybe my placenta is getting ready for labor and it's not as nutritious and rich as it used to be. So maybe baby isn't getting enough nutrients in my womb, if that makes sense. So he's not growing big enough. So they were kind of like, look, it's just risk versus reward. Do we think your baby is going to thrive more on the outside world or in your womb? And they said, from all the scans we've done and how small he is, we're thinking maybe he will do better on the outside. And then one of the doctors or something was like, well, so we want to induce you, but it's Friday today. I was like, oh my gosh, wait.
So that it's very like confronting when you get put in that position. Like,
midwives are beautiful, but the doctors sometimes make it seem like we're going to induce you, and luckily we know that there's always a choice. You can always say like, okay, that's one option, what's the other option? You want to get as much information as possible. But they were kind of like alluding to we would get induced tonight, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I've just been told this, like let me marinate.
And like Sarah's been like not against it, you just didn't want to have to be induced. You wanted to go into it naturally, like so badly. Like you don't understand, like she drinks raspberry leaf tea every night, like maybe 3 times, maybe too much even.
Evening
and oil up the...
I have my dates, I'm bouncing on my ball, I'm doing everything I possibly can for a natural labor. And it was just like a bit of a shock to the system to be like, oh my goodness, like maybe I'm gonna be induced. And there's not like, most of my friends have actually been induced and they're like, oh no, it's totally fine. I'm like, that's so fine. If that was in your birth plan or you're cool with that. And obviously you guys know the baby is our top priority, and whatever has to happen, has to happen. But we want to be like open with all the options and not just be scared and go, okay, cool, let's just get induced right now. So we tried to get all the information. What ended up happening was Kurt was like, well, how long could you safely give us to see if Sarah's body will go into labor naturally?
Or even if he'd grow slightly.
Yeah, if he grows,
some
because
sort of development.
Even the doctors were like, he could just be a small baby, and I was tiny, my dad was tiny, my mum was tiny, like we just make really small babies on my family.
He's constantly moving, so she said to me, like, look straight in the eye and was like, I'm happy. I'm really happy with how he's progressing. I really don't think there's anything wrong. And I kind of think that that's the best way of knowing. Like, you go back to a caveman way, that would be the only way they would know. It would be the female being like, this is right, this is okay.
Yeah, well, it's also like my midwives were like, if you're happy with movements, we're happy. If he stops moving or if his movements decline, you need to come in. So I was like, okay, cool. So I've obviously respected that, and if I feel any decreased movements, I'm just gonna call and be like, yeah, this is gonna happen. He's obviously not happy. Kurt was really good, and he was asking a bunch of questions, and we got another doctor in, and they were like, the doctors were so nice. They were like, we totally respect that you don't want to be induced, and it completely makes sense. So because it's not like an emergency situation, and it's not like, oh my gosh, your baby's in so much stress, like he seems really happy. They're like, yep, this is cool. Let's monitor you every single day until Monday. I have to get, it's Friday now. I've got to get another ultrasound on Monday and just check that his fluid is okay and the blood supply to him is good. I was really, really excited because they were like, we want to check you. We want to examine you for the first time. I've never been examined before with the pregnancy because I haven't had to. I'm low risk. There was no reason. And I was like, bring it on. I have heard about these stretch and sweeps, and some people say, oh, you don't feel it at all. Some people say it's really painful. And I was like, bring it. Anything that can put my body into labor naturally, I'm all for it. So anyway, basically they put a finger up into your cervix if you're dilated, and they like sweep across and try to stretch out your cervix and mimic what a contraction could. Anyway, it's supposed to help you go into labor. And it felt like just a really intense period pain, but I was so committed.
You were so, I was in the room at the same time, and it happened very quickly, and Sarah the whole time was like, go, one more, do it again, do it. Like, both the midwives are laughing at you because they're like, I've never seen a chick do this before. I'm like, answering, because like, after all this information of being like,
you're gonna have to get induced.
She's like, nah, this ain't happening. I'm doing it naturally. I'm
gonna go and jump on a trampoline, take some raspberry leaf tea, and I was like, you get as many fingers in that cervix as you can, you dilate me. I was 1 centimeter dilated, and my cervix was like 1 centimeter or something. So anyway, they said that's a really good sign for my first baby. So hopefully everything I've been doing to get my body ready for labor has like sped up this process. But I'll keep you guys updated in the future, but you never know, like Monday might roll around, I get the ultrasound and they say baby is still tiny and there's more calcification on the placenta, and they might say our medical opinion is we really strongly advise you to get induced. Kurt and I will talk and probably be like, okay, that's fine. Because like, you know, like I said, Bubba is our top priority, and even though I want this natural labor, at the end of the day, we just want him to be healthy. And he's full term, so if he came out, we'd be able to take him home straight away anyway. So he'd just be a tiny little But yeah, I just wanted to jump on here and update you guys because I don't know what's gonna happen, and especially because I've gotten stretch and sweeps. Hopefully I go into labor tonight, like that would be amazing. But I just wanna keep you guys up to speed because I've tried so hard in this whole like 10 months to update you every step of the way, and this is probably the most that has happened in a few weeks. So, not being dramatic,
step.
We don't feel sorry for ourselves, it's totally fine.
That's about it.
That's about it, guys.
Life goes on.
We're not doctors, we're not midwives, we're not trained, hashtag disclaimer.
We're just normal young parents.
Don't hate because you ain't.
Trying to work out our way through life.
Through the jungle that is life.
And our dog is asleep on Sarah's lap.
And I keep trying to get clues from her. I want to go into labor naturally. Come on. Like this video if you want. It's literally an update. And subscribe if you want to see this baby when he comes out.
Yeah.
So, be patient. Stay humble. Sit down.
Peace.
Do you know something's happening? Do you know something's happening? Am I going into labor? Am I going into labor, Abby? Is that a yes? Am I having a baby? You'll love him.